Hey guys, I got went to MLSO, Mauna Loa Solar Observatory, pulled up the latest run for today, October 1st, and very sparse. They didn't leave us with much, put it that way. This is the best shot that they left. This is one of only four shots showing up in the closed cropped image. And if you go to the other image, I'm going to leave this up for a minute though, so I get this as my screenshot for the video. Pull up the other shot, the other one, the large one, not cropped image, same filter, NRGF filter. They've already sanitized that one, and there's only 2 frames. This one, you got 4 frames. The other 3 are in the 1700 UTC hours. And then this one, somebody left us a present down there, I think. Check this out, man. This is some crazy activity here. I haven't seen anything like this since I've been monitoring this site. Could this be some type of an electromagnetic resonant grid pattern? Like I showed you in the clouds the other day in the pockmark cloud video, along with the electromagnetic resonant grid pattern that appears around our sun on the SDO spacecraft shots on the 334 and 94 angstroms. It kind of looks like it to me, but I'm no scientist, and all I can do is put 2 and 2 together by making thoughtful observations. That's the best I can do. I got a good brain and all that, but I was never scientifically or mathematically inclined. But anyway, we got some of this circle thing flying through. And keep in mind, this is, I believe it's every 15 seconds. These are like time lapse of 15 seconds boiled down into maybe a second or two. Because the way these things run, they run pretty quick. Maybe not even a second. It's like a 15-second camera shutter opening boiled down to maybe a second or less. Less, I would say. That's why you got this thing. I don't know. So it could be magnetic waves, some of them, but these are so circular looking that I suspect some of them have to be debris field. So I might have left that up there long enough that we can get that for the screenshot on the video. I'll just show it to you real quick, the calendar. Alright, here's October 1st. And I'll leave you the links below. We only got 22 images available here. And well, that's what I'm going by on the 15-second data. And this is all 2-minute cadence data. 4 images available. Only 22 here. We've had as much as like 87 usually. And they used to run them in 1-minute cadence. Now it's down to 2. That only applies to this cropped image. Full res image, I'm only getting 1 shot. Oh, 2 shots. 1 and 0. So you could see they're both in 1742, 1746 UTC. And it looks like they've been either cleaned up or there just wasn't anything flying around in those pictures. Here's the one in, we only got a couple on this one. 1, 2, 3, 3 shots. They're all in the 1740 range UTC. But you can see there's some type of disturbance going on. So you're getting this blacked out image. Anyway, I pulled up the excuse me, Iswell run again. We're not getting those crazy wind speeds like I showed you in the video this morning, but we're getting places where it looks like we could have had some crazy wind speeds, but there's like missing minutes, missing frames. Not a whole lot, but missing seconds rather. I haven't seen any whole missing minutes. Well, that was a big one there. Let's look at that. Oh, well, that's just because it flipped over. So there's our one I showed you this morning, the 4 minute at 4 UTC, and then it jumps to 8:36. So that's missing time. If you watch these numbers, they're not too crazy. But when it looks like an event's going to happen, like what I showed you this morning, like here, things are starting to build, getting the blocked closed field lines showing up. What's that at 12:05? Yeah, so 12:08, 12:05. So you can see the streamers, the polar cap lines that normally just stream, the black ones, they're starting to get closed, and they're closing way out here, far from the planet. Remember, these are these are all Earth radii here. So this is 3,959 miles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, and they may have them delineated a little different here. They might have them broke down into maybe 1/4 of a radii or 1/2 a radii, and then there's a full, because it's going 20, 40, 60. So, but anyway, this thing's well past the, it's about out to 100 Earth radii, which is like 390,000 miles, 400,000 miles. This thing's going way out there, the Earth's magnetic field lines, and then they're closing up because that's what the red indicates. They're making the reconnection back to our planet, trying to ward off this pressure. You can see the pressure coming in. These arrows are coming back pretty far deep. Look how deep back into the 44 Earth radii. They're still pointing toward the planet, so that's a whole lot of pressure building. And then I think we got some missing. See, we got missing time there. It goes from 12:12 to 12:34, and then there's your discharge. There's the 12:34 on that one, showing the closed field lines. So that's when it expelled the, and it's pushing it way out, 12:38, 12:46. And then it starts to come back, 12:58. Get smaller, 13:14. 12:58, but you see got the arrows pointing back toward the planet. So I mean, it's still making inroads into the backside of our magnetosphere, and you can see the plasma is building up again at 13:10. The arrow's still pointing toward the planet. These two are. These are. Of course, those all are. But the solar wind speed, it's high. I mean, 700 something. It's way higher than what's showing on the Discover satellite. So I'm just trying to figure out missing time here. But I'll leave you a link. Isn't that a cool link? You can pull up, this whole thing pops up if you click on the ISWA link I put in the description box. At least it did for me when I posted it, when I realized how to do it. Now see, here's one here where there's a whole lot of plasma being discharged. The wind speed's not too crazy. I don't see any missing seconds there really, too many, if any. Another one there. So you can see the Earth's doing a pretty good job during this sequence of keeping this plasma energy, this electron energy, from bleeding into the planet. So there, I'm trying to see, still looking at missing time. That's why I'm dragging this thing the way I am. I'm looking at these numbers up here, and I'm trying to look at the wind speed at the same time, back and forth. So yeah, the wind speed didn't go too crazy. So we got some, now that 1931, 1915. Is there any missing time in there? Not really. So around 1931, let's see what it looked like on the Y cut. So you can see the field lines. I mean, they're looping way out there. And they're supposed to just be streamers. These polar cap ones, these black ones, these streamers are turning into closed field lines due to the heavy presence back here of the electrons from Nemesis, keeping them at bay, and it's doing a pretty good job right now. See all the red closed field lines? 21, 39, 43. Okay, then it jumps to 22, 21, 45. So there's some missing time there, and then see how there's a huge discharge? It's about a half a minute missing. There's a huge discharge always after the missing time. So there it is there, 21:39, 21:45. So that's 20 seconds. I mean, a lot can happen in 20 seconds. This solar wind speed probably jumped way up, maybe around 1300 again. But, I mean, these people aren't stupid. So they see these videos going on. I'm sure somebody clued them. As you can see, the MLSO, they got everything backed way down. They're not showing us much anymore. I mean, it's not kudos to me or anything like that, but that's just how they operate. That I've observed in my almost 8 years doing this stuff. When you come across a good source of information, especially stuff like this, they tend to manipulate it, or I've seen them shut it down altogether. But anyway, I'm running out of time. I'll leave these links. Here's the Folk radiation belts. Well, let's see what it looked like on here real quick, since we played with the cursor on the magnetopause. We played it with it on the Y and the Z cut. So you can see it's clearly not as bad as it was this morning in the video I made you. Because the Earth radii is out here around 10, that's normal for the magnetopause. You can see it's pretty much staying okay. It got pumped out there, but this was this morning when I showed you, and that was the missing time from 4 to 8. Then it sort of came back to normal. Got pumped out again a little bit. You see all this energy behind. That's what I'm talking about. That's why the Earth's turning those polar cap black field lines into closed field lines to try to ward off the energy. And you can see it's pretty much staying around 10, so we're not getting a huge amount of backside pressure, although it's coming back up again there. So maybe tomorrow morning it'll be more dramatic. Anyway, I'll leave you the links. God bless, and peace, and I'm out for now.